at KW.
Christian, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, no problems. You're always welcome.
Really appreciate it. Thank you for your time and effort. Can you tell us a little bit of history about KW, where everything began and where everything started?
Yeah, it's Klaus Wohlfahrt and his younger brother Jürgen Wohlfahrt are crazy car people, like our customers and like you. And you know, every great vision starts in a little garage. This was here, 1992. This was the founding of KW Tuning, another valley away in the Swabian Woods called the city Murhat. And then he started together with his friends and his brother, maybe we can do better stuff like our competitors a long time ago. In 1996, they starting assembling the first coilover kits from KW in a former chicken farm. And I guess you was
which is really cool, because we started ourselves in a very tiny garage just next to my private house, and where our business is located today. We moved since 2 years, and that was a big kind of egg or chicken industrial site itself. So yeah. So
good ideas always starts in chicken
with
farms.
chickens.
And then 1998, the Klaus was asking his hometown, I going a little bit bigger in the aftermarket suspension business, and I need a factory or a place for a factory. And the people said, this doesn't have any future, because...
So only in 2 years' time he already outgrew his current setup.
Yeah, it was crazy, because it was in November 95 at the Essen Motor Show. He showcased the first KW handcrafted coilover kit. And it was crazy, because these dudes were the first guys with TÜV approvement for aftermarket coilover kits, and everybody wants to have it. And then they start working together, assembling everything, developing everything in a former chicken farm, and it was space enough, so they founded a factory, and it was the beginning of KW Automotive 1998.
Wow.
And this in Fichtenberg, it's crazy. And a lot of people from back in the days, like Thomas Wurst, who is our head of engineering, is still working at KW.
So fast forward, we can already tell there's a big movement from the first place to the chicken place, to fast forward to 2003. We're already here in Fichtenberg on location where we are today.
Yes, and now this, we are now in the building here. You see nothing. We are now here, not here. We are already here, and we have these images in our floors that the people can see how we grown up.
Wow.
And everything what we are doing, development, testing, building, construction, is happened here in Fichtenberg. If you order some kits from your customer in Belgium, we start production here.
In 2005, 2006, I immediately noticed a 7-post. This is technology that is coming straight out of Formula One, and that you guys use for R&D purposes. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
The good thing is, on a 7-post rig, maybe later we can also go there and make a little bit blah 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 with the engineers, because I'm only the storyteller.
Yeah, yes please.
But the great thing is, you put a race car or a street car on the 7-post rig. We have the big 4 pillars, so every big pillar is for 1 wheel, and we make a vertical movement, so we're simulating driving on a road, even without driving the car. And this gives us a big benefit. Maybe if Monday morning test driver is a little lazy, so I have no good attitude at the moment and driving fast on the racetrack, so we're using this, because I press a button and in 68 seconds I have 1 measurement already. Yeah, so every run that you do is exactly the same, without taking the risk of crashing a car, a driver that, well, we're all humans, we're not machines. Not every lap is exactly the same lap on exactly the same second. So here you have a very big advantage, that you can test run a particular car in a particular setup
12 times on a day, and it will be 12 times exactly the same numbers, and then you can start adjusting.
And then we can change the tires and using maybe in racing wet tires. So because the tires have also a big impact on the suspension, and we also already know this for everything. It's not only for our racing applications like what we are using in GT3 race cars or in the GT4 race cars. Even when you're only buying a club spot 3-way adjustable, or nowadays a KW V4 or V2 or V3, it's all tested on our 7-post rig.
Yeah. So
and every customer who is buying a set of KW coilover kits, when you're looking in your manual, you have your basic setup and your recommended setup. When you have a club spot kits, it's all measured here. So it makes a big purpose.
Yeah, the guys know perfectly what they're doing. Fast forward to 2018, 19 and 20. We can see some more big buildings coming up.
Yes.
And even as of today, as we're talking,
we're building.
Your guys are building again.
Here.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, because we bring everything we have always done at KW, and our vertical depth of manufacturing is above 90%. And stop, somebody is coming and crashing the video again. Yes, it's sometimes people coming and running and making photobomb. Don't care, we are not Hollywood. We are working hard, making great suspensions. So in 2018 we make a very big investment in new machines, in new building, and building more suspension here because of the demand to our aftermarket project is getting bigger and bigger, and we also do a lot of OEM customers like the motorsports divisions of some famous German and British and Italian car manufacturers. We can't say the name, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes.
Yeah. We understand each other.
You understand each other, who we are talking, which companies we are talking. And everything is happening here. And here we have lots of machineries here, and we can build. When one of you order a set of coilovers, even it's an old car like an Honda Integra Type R from the 90s, nobody got suspension in his stock for this car. We start production. Or even if you have a crazy good old M3 E36, nobody got stuff on stock. We start production. And that is our big advantage.
Wow. Yeah, we both run the KW V3 both on our own 964 and on our RS4 B5.
Great cars.
Yeah. I guess I don't want any other suspension. Yeah. They both drive and handle absolutely super.
Yeah, later I can show you and your customers why the suspension handles so well, because it's always a technology.
Yeah, looking forward to that. What I also noticed, and one of the first things that I noticed when we arrived, is how meticulously everything in the buildings has the KW colors, from the windows to the walls to the posts, even to the litter bins are all painted in the KW colors.
Yeah, purple, yellow. But we are no fan about the LA Lakers. It's back in the days, the colors of KW was different, and by mistake, one of our suppliers sent it to us purple colored spring purchase, and we got a different spring color, and so they decided, oh, we're using a spray can and making the springs yellow. That's the reason why we are now purple yellow. And then Klaus said it looks so bad, maybe I make a trademark or color trademark, so everybody will recognize in future. Purple yellow, great suspension.
Done.
Yeah.
2020, this is the building where we were having lunch and having training earlier, I guess.
Yes. And here's our R&D workshop, where we don't install customers' kits, so we're only using this for development.
Yeah, process. We were there yesterday, and the first thing Anna said was, no phones, please.
Yeah, no photos, please. Yeah. But maybe I can show you some projects because of you.
Yeah, all right. We're going places today, I can feel. Wow. Japan, Taiwan.
Japan, Taiwan, Switzerland, UK, United States of America, and in China, we have only their sales offices. In the United States of America, we also have a company called BLCKSHP. They're making aftermarket products for pickup trucks. That's the only facility we also do, but we don't sell it here. And we have also something in Netherlands. It's Riga suspension.
Yeah.
So the Champions League of off-road.
For the big guys.
WRC cars like Toyota Gazoo Racing, Yaris Hybrid 1 or the Ford Pumas, always Riga equipped. And the Dakar this year was also from the top 10, 9 cars were on Riga.
Nice.
That's crazy. R&D shop from KW here in Fichtenberg, and I have a prototype of a new KW V3 for this very, very big BMW X1 tier. Our engineers and technicians measure first the OEM suspension, looking what kind of axle geometry BMW was using. Then we building our prototypes, and then we making a installation, a test installation. Then we measure again, measuring what is the exact English word?
Achsvermessung.
Achsvermessung.
Yeah.
Later we make the axle geometry and measuring this, but first we also need to measure how far is our suspension travel, because at KW we can build coilover kits for a very nice stance, and to God's luck we are still in Germany and we have no limit on the Autobahn. And when you have a stance performance car like the BMW M Cross 1 or something like this, or a good old M2 or GTI Mark 7, and you drop your car for a nice stance, we always want that you have a nice stance and can drive 250 kilometers per hour on the German Autobahn or faster, and the suspension still need to work. And then we making test drives and test measurements here in the house, like we simulating 4 or 5 people in the car, plus all your luggage from your holiday, and what's happening when you're driving with 240 kilometers per hour above what is on the Autobahn, the bridges, on the Autobahn bridge, you have your normal tarmacs and it's making all this babam.
Yeah.
And I don't know the English word for
Me
this.
neither.
Okay, so we are simple-minded. Okay, when you're driving 240 kilometers per hour on the Autobahn and before a bridge, always you're getting sometimes this nice sound, babam. So your suspension have a high speed impression in the system, and it needs to handle safe your car. When you drop your car too low, or you fuck up your spring rate and your suspension travel, you really get hitting the fender and you say good enough. And you lose your car and your life, and when you are have really bad luck, you kill other people as well.
Yeah, so R&D, very important.
Very important.
Dat was heel nat.
Before we starting the production of the shocks, we still need to clean what our guys did in the mechanics.
Yeah.
So all the fat and the oil coming away, so washing, our wash machine. It's coming in a piston rod, but later I show you everything.
Yeah.
So we have no big secrets. At the end of the day, it's engineering.
At the end of the day, we can start production in Belgium. Kind of.
Kind of. Another factory.
Another factory. And what will happen in the another factory?
Machining from KW, so some machines from here coming inside there. So, and we're doing all our coilover kits for KW, ST, even AP. Sportfahrwerke is made here.
And above all, you're getting a new nice office?
Yeah, for the engineers and technicians going inside. Because to making great products, you need a lot of brain power.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And here you see our staff back. This
Raw,
will be your coilover kits.
raw material.
Yeah.
So this will be a V3 or a V1 or a V2.
V4.
So the tubing is just kept outside because it's full inox.
Yeah, stainless steel.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
This is something I really like. Like I mentioned before in the
KW
video,
color.
it's KW. Even the bins are painted in the famous purple.
Yeah.
What are you doing with those ones?
We use this for KW Club Sport coilover kits or ST XTA or STXTA plus
Top
3
mounts.
top mounts
Ah.
made out of alloy.
Nice. I
And-
guess we will see them later on.
Yes.
Like the raw
Material.
and then the finished product.
Yes. So. When you saw the raw material outside, maybe this was the alloy. We make top mounts. This is for old Porsche 911 G-body club spot kit. So I have here a little lightsaber. It's made from alloy. It's from a Mercedes SLS AMG, the rear axle coilover kit, the shock absorber. And here I have stainless steel. Everything what you here see on this showcase or show table is built 100% made in Fichtenberg. This is top mount
Super
rear axle,
light.
BMW M4 GT4 race car R, and even the club sport kits using the same material like the race cars. All happening here, and so you see when you're going on this side, here I have the stainless steel for KW V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, and here I have ST suspension. Open. So everything what we built is happening here. So you see how we make out of the tubes our strut houses. So in one process we can make the thread, cutting, the most important thing for our customer are the threads to lower the car. But in one process we also make the inner thread.
Which is absolutely super clean.
It's super clean. Then we also make this somewhere hidden is here a little tiny number.
I can see
This
it.
is a tiny number. It's also made at once. And in the end, this is also thrilled away and no cutting edges anymore.
So, no cutting edges, trimmed, shaved, numbered, threaded housing on the outside
Right.
and threaded housing on the
Inner
inside.
side. And when we have maybe a DDC plug and play coilover kit, you
The
also
whole-
make
The
drilling a
whole-
hole.
yeah. Wow.
Or if you need a picky pack at once.
All in this one.
Only with this machine. And now I have the same machine also in small. It's here.
So,
This is the low speed valve housing.
and this is fully built in that piece of equipment.
And it's from this kind of tube.
Wow.
So here you also can adjust. We need these tiny things to adjust the damping process. So you have a different setup with every click. This dude is building this. No cookies. No cookies. We're making this.
Ah, we all know what that is.
Yeah. Spring perch for adjusting. Height adjustable springs. So maybe you focus here.
Ah,
Yeah.
BMW 3 E46.
Yeah. Somebody still have taste in his cars and ordered for his E46 a set of coilovers. Restarts production happening here. So I make a little bit blurry so nobody can copycat us.
Yeah.
It's a very, very high vertical depth in our production. So out of this material, this will be a piston rod inside in the dumper. And we're modifying it here so we can use it in our shocks. That's what we're doing on this machine. So it's always what kind of diameter you're using, what kind of material, what makes our suspension so unique. So before, so a long process is here, and we're already making here on this machine a thread, and now you can hold it.
Whoa.
It's light.
So you can clearly feel the difference in weight once this one is turned into the actual thread that we are using.
Yes.
And everything is made in-house
In-house in
at
Fichtenberg.
KW.
You know, top mount, the big size outside. This will be for BMW M4 Club Sport kit.
So this is made out of the big bars that we saw later on.
We cut it, yeah.
Cut it, fully machined in-house,
Yes.
ready to spec. Wow.
Everything, and then later we're sending somewhere else to get a purple finish.
Yeah.
It's always expensive because every product we design and build have function.
Yeah.
So when we having an external reservoir, we are in need of an external reservoir.
Yeah.
Sometimes with welding inside the piggyback, sometimes without welding in the piggyback.
It is.
Aha, okay.
Yeah.
So
It's a racing product.
made to order.
Yeah, and here my colleague is marking the number. Here are the coolest guys of KW, because this is a quality management, and every 5th or 10th part we are producing in hall number 4 is tested and measured here. Sometimes when we have a little mistake because the tools don't fit it corrected in the machine, say approves this, and then we stop producing, and here every 5th or 10th product what you order is tested here.
Wow.
So not every 10,000 or 20,000 or something else. And when you film around here these little posters, this is all our customers. So here we have Mr. Robot for welding, and he can weld easy stuff. So we're using machine. And when we have complicated stuff, we still use our welding artists. So a lot of our kits are welded still by hand.
Wow. Is there a certain kit that you 100% know that is still welded by hand as of today, for example?
The crazy old Alfa Romeo 4C with British, I don't know exact name, but also when we have old Audi suspension, when you have the Audi, not the Audi 50, the Urquattro. Audi is also welded by hand.
So when the brackets
It's
is
complicated.
very complex, it is still welded by hand.
Yes, I will show you
Wow.
something. We welded by hand.
Dat dus.
De meeste ketten die worden hier robotisch afgelast op het moment dat het eigenlijk...
So if we have complicated kits, we're still welding everything by hand. 935 2018,
Yeah?
and Hot Wheels like the car, so making KW stickers on it, because I didn't say it, because the car is also KW equipped in reality.
Yeah.
And since all the people working here who have the great jobs are all car-minded, so you see he loves his cars.
But there is a Hot Wheel from Audi Quattro also with KW lettering. My son has one.
Yes. Classic car nowadays, we are already in the year 2024, so old Opels like Vectra A, Opel Astra F, already historical cars.
E21,
Yeah,
Polo
E21
50.
or the good old, what was a great car back in the days, Audi 50. So all these guys need to send us the OEM struts, so we cut it like my colleague already did, and then we put our tube on it with a thread, and then we put in the V1, V2 or V3 technology.
So here is the place where the real artists are, and everything is still welded off by hand.
Yes.
I guess so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. 30 euro.
KW V3 for Porsche Cayenne. So, and here you see later where you can adjust the compression
Yeah, right
or
here.
the pump. So later we also will have in a couple of months for M2, M3, M4 DDC plug and play, but we are still in development.
So our new customers who will drive the new series of M will be able to buy a DCC plug and play kit.
Yes, we are working on it, but I can't say when.
Yeah, all right, cool. We will let them know in time.
Yes. Automatic warehouse for our, we saying in Germany, automatisches Kleinteilelager, what means automatic small parts warehouse. So when you order a kit for one of your customers and we need start production, the robots will collecting the stuff for us automatically, and we are, so converter belts is coming to the stations where we need the parts.
Yeah, so all small parts like springs and that kind of
Not
stuff?
springs, tiny parts, maybe it's parts from the valves we're using for the valving, or sometimes even already a little pre-assembled kits where we can use to make the suspension whole again, and we can put in 630 boxes in and out per hour.
But this is so, people won't see it. This is so long, it's absolutely huge.
Yeah. Ordering a kit, maybe you are the BMW expert or
Audi.
Audi. Then we
Take something. A3 Limo, the latest new one. Yeah.
So we take here suspension coilovers. Going to the product,
STXA, yeah. Height and height adjustable.
Yes. So and then we can make. You want a different color? Maybe you are the RS fanboy. You get red. So you ordered in red color. Then we want individual marking. Here. Black sheep edition.
Yeah.
So add to cart, and now the machine is running, and we start production.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I can show you now how we mark the springs, how we do powder coating, everything.
Let's go. Is taking the right springs for our Audi A3 order, brings them to the highest level.
Yes.
There they will get the text.
Powder coating.
They will get powder coating, and then they will be sanded off.
Yes, to the production circuit.
Wow.
Back in the days, everybody was making this by hand.
Yes, but what I understood from our tour from the last year, everybody that used to work in this department
Is still working
is
here.
still working here in another and slightly better function.
Yes. So building the shocks.
Yeah. Plus 420 staff people. KW still is a family business.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
It's maybe you have sometimes a trouble, or when you
I know what you're about to say. In the springs, sometimes there is a very, very thin line.
Yeah.
So now people know where the thin line comes from. It's about hanging the spring and then getting powder coated.
Yeah. But the fun fact is, the gray springs are already coated in gray material. So you have two coatings on your KW springs or ST springs. And here we have somebody ordered yellow, so we have KW yellow, so we have different colors. So maybe somebody wants to have the Audi red for his black sheep edition suspension.
Or magenta.
Oh, when he's the Hello Kitty fanboy, getting Hello Kitty magenta. Or you can want to have yellow, green,
Nice.
red, different
So-
kind of reds.
ST and KW did understood the message that a lot of their customers really like the personalization of their kit.
Cleaning hole, a little tiny part from a valve, and here you now see how we built this adjustable valve on this station. With all these tiny parts put together, we make a big difference in the shock absorber. So with every click, you will feel something different.
Yeah.
It's made here. So it's like you order a handcrafted watch from Switzerland.
So this is the Rolex KW.
Better. UV5 for Lotus Emira. And this is a shock absorber. I can adjust in low speed and in high speed the rebound forces and compression forces as well in low speed and in high speed. And low speed and high speed isn't that you're driving fast or slow, it's working speed of the piston. So when you're driving above a very bad road and the tarmac is bumpy, so you have always high speed in the system. And everything what you're doing on the steering wheel, like braking, accelerating or turning, is low speed. So it's easy to explain.
Yeah, and here there aren't any compromises because you can switch them both. Yeah.
Yes, I can switch them both, so I can making maybe a very stiff setup for the handling, but I make all the
A very comfy ride on bad roads.
on bad roads with a high speed adjustment.
Yeah.
And this is not an ordinary twin tube shock. This is a solid piston shock, and what makes this suspension so unique. Later I will show you the internal from a V3. Here you can see. Wait a second. Here I have. This is a piston rod, and I have no valves on the piston because the valves are sitting down there, and all the damper fluid is pushed through the tube inside in this housing, and then here I generate the forces for the damping. So I can work with a much higher pressure inside the system like with a normally shock. And this is what you get when you get a V5. Okay, will somebody get now a bad setup? It was his fault. No worries. We test every shock absorber we are building. We have 100%
Here you go.
quality and control. It was a good idea that you make this little mistake. So with these tiny parts, I also can change the setup of a shock absorber.
With just these small parts.
Yes. This is all spring stuff. Every kit we are building here, it goes on a shock dyno because it's made by KW. Sometimes we using also on a V3 technology an external reservoir. Here I can adjust in the low speed forces of the pump or the compression under the piston. I still adjust the rebound. It's all happening here. Here adjusting pump or compression in low speed forces, and here in low speed forces the rebound. Now you see a colleague of mine is assembling a kit. It's Audi RS5 suspension. It may be a KW V4 with all these tiny parts like here with these springs, and every spring have a different spring rate. And different suspension, different spring rate in the valving, and now he is assembling everything together. So we have 86 steps to building one suspension or one shock absorber, and we have over 26,000 or 28,000 different applications, and we at KW making also a big difference if you are now driving an Audi A3 with a 1.6 liter engine, or you're driving an RS3 with a big 5-cylinder engine and 2.5 liter, so you have a different suspension setup, even in the valves. This makes our kits so special.
Impressive.
Here you can see different kind of KW racing applications. Here on the right side was our first prototype of a KW V5 four-way adjustable kit, and this was a rear axle shock absorber of the Porsche 911 GT3R from Grello in the 24-hour race 2018, I guess, and he won. And it was only a test drive, a race test drive.
That was a prototype back then.
Yeah, and so we are lucky the suspension doesn't broke, so and our customer won. And here you see your old, it's like the G-Body Club Sport kit. Here you see the big house. This is a cartridge, and inside this cartridge is a piston rod with a rebound valve. And here and this is an old reservoir where I make the forces for the compression. From Italy, we are the official technology partner of Lamborghini's Quattro Corse. It's a LNDH car, and we are equipping them with our shock absorbers, our racing kits. We showcased last year the car on the Essen Motor Show.
So this is a completely expanded view of the compression and the valves.
Yes, the compression valve. Yes, compression valve, pump valve. So here we're doing a lot of electronic adjustable coilover kits, so DDC kits. So we're producing our own computer unit, the electronic control unit. We're making our own valves. We're using our own sensor technology, and so we can measure in real time adjusting the dampers. So sometimes we have here a DDC plug and play kit with two valves, one for rebound, one for compression. We have sensors in the chassis, and so we're using all the signals from the car moving, and then the suspension is adjusting himself. So when we have an industry customer called Rimac. It's from Croatia, using this hyper electric vehicle with 1,900
Rimac.
Rimac.
Yeah, okay.
Rimac. Rimac or Rimac or Rimac.
Yeah.
In Croatia they're saying Rimac. I learned. And he's also using our technology, so in the OEM applications. This is a car, what I can say.
Yeah. Wow. So it means you also use your own algorithms.
Everything. We're working together with a German NASA called Deutsches Luft- und Raumfahrtzentrum. So we are already thinking about AI in suspension for measuring itself when you're driving.
This is the stuff that people don't know. So you are using algorithms in the DCC plug and play kits. Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
Well, in our plug and play kits, when we're developing even the control unit.
Wow.
And nowadays we're also using with a DDC plug and play, when you have an Audi RS3 with back in the days Audi got a magnetic ride.
Yeah.
Now say goodbye magnetic ride, and using a normal technology where we also are compatible with our stuff, so you can use when you have a 2023 or 2024 Audi RS3 with electronic adjustable OEM suspension, you can buy a DDC plug and play kit, install it, and you use all the technology. We can now speak Audi. Or better saying, Audi now can speak KW.
Impressive.
Yeah. And it's all here, the brains are hidden here, doing the stuff, our engineers. We have 2 floors with engineers and technicians only developing aftermarket, motorsports, and special OE parts. That's the reason why we are 420 people. My colleague is building a part from a rear shock absorber. It's a KW V3. Assembling the piston rods with the adjustable rebound valve, where you can adjust with 16 clicks the low speed forces of the rebound valve. So it's all the black O-rings coming in. Put it all together, and when it's here, you see Loctite, kind of industrial glue. So that is the reason why you always should install your suspension by hand.
And not using air tools.
No, because with the air tools, like you see in the famous YouTube videos from the influencer of this universe, they're making suspension destroyers, not installations.
Yeah, an air gun is ready to kill
Your coilover
this
kit.
ceiling.
Yeah. So before my colleague is starting, she is scanning with a scanner the number, and then the tools is adjusting by her what she's using Now it's fixing. And when it's ready, it looks like this. So everybody was starting working at KW, even guys from the marketing department, PR department, or from the sales. We will work in the beginning on every station here.
So you know what's going on at
Yes.
what station.
Yes. And thanks God we're making 100% quality control. So maybe when I fucked something up, or like we, some minutes ago, so we know who was it.
Yeah. So if there is an RS5 with a failing damper,
Yeah.
it's me.
No, we have 100% quality check, like I show you later. So no damaged parts going out.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake what always can happen is when you don't proper install your suspension.
That's
when,
why it's important
yeah,
to.
go to our dealers, install it here, because they know their business. Now I destroyed her work because she was assembling these tiny parts from the adjusting wheel. These tiny parts making the KW V3 so special. My colleague is building. I have here my Christmas box, something for you. My colleague is assembling this
My God, look how tiny that is.
from these tiny parts sitting together, and after every step, every time she is measuring the spring rate. And when the spring rate doesn't fit like we need it, so she's changing a little bit of this, so we have the perfect spring rate for the low speed needle valve of a KW V3. So then I have something when you can't adjust anything of your compression valve, it looks like this, so I need your other hand. So you can't adjust anything. So you need to live with the setup we decide it should be working. It's working nice, it's a V1 or KW V2 or STX.
Pre-installed.
Yeah. Pre-adjusted,
yeah.
you can't adjust anything.
All right.
And this tiny part, what is on your right hand, is hidden inside here. This is a compression valve of a KW V3.
Unbelievable.
Here it sits. This one. It's inside here. And here I can adjust with 12 clicks when I'm turning. Inside here I adjust the low speed, changing the spring load of the valve, so it's more smoother dive in or it's stiffer. And with this big one, these are the pre-adjusted high speed valve where you can't change anything. So when you can adjust both, in a V4 you can adjust both. You also have a different valve where you can also adjust the high speed forces. So piston rod with rebound valve, adjustable with 16 clicks, is a KW V3. Inside this we have the inner tube where I have my button valve or my bump valve, so I can adjust with 12 clicks the compression forces. Everything is inside here, and when now the piston rod diving in, all the liquid, the damper liquid going through the valves and inside the reservoir. And inside the reservoir I have this rubber bubble something, and this is with gas pressure, and so when the piston rod gets out back, the fluid going back in the system.
Yeah, I guess this is transporter T6
Yes.
platform.
Yeah.
We know our transporters.
Yes.
So this is the place where everything gets married.
Yes. The damper get married
Yeah.
without the springs.
Let him do his magic.
Yeah. Magic man. Now it's coming the piston rod with the rebound valve. 5 bar gas pressure. In the bubble. Now it's finished. Now it's scanning again.
Fantastic, probably.
And then it's get tested.
See if everything runs smooth.
Readjusting the setup. Dyno. And testing different speeds for low speed and high speed, so we're simulating the driving. First is a kind of warm-up, and then is another test. Finished. And now you see on the diagrams, everything is green, everything is fine. Now he's using the number and we know which date, which times, which customer ordered and got which setup.
Wow.
So we have 100%, everything is connected with our system and also with our dealers. So maybe you have guys who are buying 25 years old suspension. We know it's 25 years old. It looks a little bit not so nice, not clean enough. So we go from station to station, more parts coming in the boxes. And now it's lunch break, I guess, because that's the reason why nobody is here. And in every box we only have maybe the front axle or the rear axle. And from station to station we put in more parts in. In it here we are assembling the top mounts. These are very nice club sport kits. Assembling here. This is real Unipal and no fake Unipals. That's the reason why it's so expensive.
And we learned yesterday that this rubber one is used to keep away road noises.
We try to keep it away, yes.
And if you are going to a full race car spec, that this rubber band is gone.
It's gone,
because every race car makes a lot of noise and it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
Hey, see? I paid attention.
You paid attention, very nice. So many parts to build a non-adjustable valve.
A non-adjustable valve.
Yes, like the button valve from a KW V1 or V2 or an STX or STXA.
So they start at this base.
Yes.
This is the base plate. And all these tiny bits go in to assemble, like you said, a non-adjustable one.
valve. Yeah. So with these different things, I have different parts.
Wow.
And from car to car, it's different.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All our poor IT guys, we have all the software.
Thank you so much for making it so difficult.
Yes.
Christian, thank you so much for a warm welcome and for showing us around in the facility here in Fichtenberg. It wasn't our first time, I guess it won't be our last time either. But thank you so much for all your knowledge, for your explications, and I'm pretty sure our viewers will enjoy all your technical explanations. Thank you so much.
Maybe you're making the next time a trip to Spa, where you meet some people from our KW Benelux.
Yeah, so next time probably we'll go way deeper into the racing stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Until next time.
See you next time.
Thank you again.
Take care. Bye bye.